Hi, my name is Senior Hannington, your accounting online tutor. Now, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to prepare a payroll in Excel. Now, Excel is one of the most loved applications. It has a multitude of use cases that can be carried out using its formulas and functions. Now, the process of payroll includes collecting employee data, evaluating the total hours worked, computing pay and tax deductibles, generating and distributing pay slips, as well as recording and tracking payroll costs. Now, Excel is considered a great tool for payroll management, as it is very easy to use, it's versatile, and it has several functions that allow for simple calculations within seconds. So how do we create a payroll in Excel? Now, the first step always, if you're to create a payroll in Excel, you have to open a new Excel spreadsheet. Of course, we are starting with the very basics. So to open a new spreadsheet, launch Microsoft Excel from the applications. Of course, this will open a blank Excel file for you to start on. Then after opening up a new Excel spreadsheet, you have to save the file. Save the file in a preferred location so you can easily access the file whenever you need it. Of course, the majority of the people believe in saving their files after completing work on it. But while it is also okay to do this for most file types, do not take the risk when it comes to payroll information. Do you want to spend the hours creating a comprehensive sheet only to lose it at the very last minute? Of course, it's a no. So before you begin working on your payroll in Excel, always save the file on a preferred location, then name the file suitably and store it at a place that you can have access to. Then after saving your file, we need to see what to do next. Of course, now you'll add the columns. We call this setting up the payroll parameters, i.e. creating columns with the payroll particulars. Under the parameters, you may look at things like the employee name, the hourly pay, total number of hours worked, the hourly overtime, then the gross salary, the income tax, other deductibles, as well as the net pay. So set up your payroll parameters, that is adding the different columns as per as the information permits. Then after that, you'll go to step 4. Step 4 is all about entering the employee data. So we enter the employee data, that is after deciding on the parameters that are relevant to your business, then it is time to make the data entries. At this step, you're just adding the column-wise details without adding any formula. So that is all about entering the employee data. After entering your employee data, then you have to calculate what we call the gross pay. Of course, calculating the gross pay is the first step before making any further calculations. Of course, to come up with your gross pay equals to the basic pay plus overtime plus any allowances. After coming up with the gross pay, by the way, when it comes to the gross pay, this is calculated easily using the Excel functions. For example, I'll use the sum functions, I'll use the product functions. Moreover, once you have calculated for each employee, then of course you simply drag down on the subsequent cells for the employee name to automatically get values for all the employees. Now, after coming up with your gross pay, then you have to calculate the income tax. To get income tax, of course, you have to check how much percentage tax is paid by the employee on his or her gross pay. Make sure that you always calculate the income tax on gross pay, please don't forget that. So the income tax, that is gross pay times the income tax percentage. Then after that, the next step, that is step 7, you have to verify and compute the deductions. For example, health or life insurance, the employee provident fund, professional taxes, and so on. After subtracting the deductions, then you have to calculate what we call the net pay, or formulating the net pay. Net pay, now this is the actual amount that gets credited to the employee's account. In other words, you can call it the in-hand salary. And of course, this is the amount after all deductions are considered from the gross salary. So to calculate the net pay, you simply get your gross pay minus the summation of income tax and other deductibles. After calculating the net pay, then you'll have to calculate the sum of the payroll parameters, and then after coming up with the sum of the different payroll parameters, what next after these calculations? Yeah, of course, now you've successfully understood how to prepare a payroll. Those are the different steps. Now, after coming up with your payroll, you've done the necessary payroll calculations. Now, the next thing to do is to make salary payments. You'll make salary payments. After making salary payments, of course, you have to generate the distributing pay slips. You have to generate and distribute pay slips to the different employees. Then when it comes to generating and distributing pay slips, normally there will be what we call customized emails for employees. So you have to do that. You have to customize emails for employees. And of course, when it comes to sending salary slip emails to employees, customization, of course, is the best way to go. There can be some other softwares which you can use, like the mail merge, which integrates with the Excel, of course. So you can use it to combine official forms as well as emails, and then you distribute your pay slips. Now this will be the way how your payroll will look like: the employee name, the pay per hour, total hours work, the overtime hours, the total overtime hours. This is the overtime pay per hour, then total overtime hours. Then you'll get your gross pay, then the income tax as well as some other deductions, if any. Then finally you come up with your net pay. Now in my next video, I'll use a question, then I show you how we can come up with our payroll step by step. So that's it all. Those are the different steps which you can follow when it comes to preparing a payroll. In case you have questions, please feel free to add them in the comment section. I remain your tutor, Senior Hannington, but don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.